Well, hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica. For those of you that are new, and for those of you that are returning, welcome back. If you watched my Saturday video, you know that I was a little under the weather, but it seems like I'm always under the weather last week. I'm wondering if I may have had a touch of something though. There were a couple days where I just felt so drained and so tired that I couldn't function. Like my head hurt so bad, and I went to bed at like 6 o'clock one night. But turns out like the flu has started to go around at work. So I'm wondering if I had that. But anyway, while I was doing that, I didn't get much done, and it got caught up with me real quick. So I didn't think I was sick just because I've been doing 75 hard, and I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I work and I'm on my feet all day and blah 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 blah. You guys have heard all that crap. I'm not gonna say crap. I mean that's my life, but I do feel like I repeat the same things over and over again. So that's what I thought was going on. And that's why this looks like it does. That's not an excuse. And that's just how it is. So we're tidying it up. It didn't take long for it to get like this, but it also, fortunately, is so small in here that it doesn't take long to get it all tidied back up. So that's just what I did. Now, I did this over a period of like 4 days, I believe. And I cleaned my whole trailer except for Joe's room. I didn't deep clean. I did get some mopping done and some vacuuming. And I have been running my little generic Roomba just about every night, trying to get the dog fur down to a minimum. And I did some stuff that I don't normally do that just really helped. Like I washed all the blankets in my living room because my dog likes to get up on my couch and stuff. And then he's got a blanket that I lay over my son's beanbag chair because he'll come up in there and sleep on it sometimes. So I just like to wash those. I'll wash it with the borax laundry stuff too instead of bleach. And I think it kind of helps keep stuff a little bit more fresh. I was cooking dinner here. I made low carb beef Mexi melts. They were pretty copycat beef Mexi melts, and they were pretty good. I don't like these low carb wraps that I bought. I think they were like bandereras, something like that. I didn't care for them. I think the other ones that I get that are no carb are Mission, and they're the little street taco ones. I like those, so I will be going back to that and not using these again. But I just thought I'd give them a try. They tasted stale, and maybe I wasn't supposed to like heat them up on the stove. I don't know, but that's what I did. I did a lot of weird little things too, like hung up pictures, hung up a curtain, which I'll show you guys here at the end of the video. And I have been really struggling with, I don't want to say motivation, because sometimes you just have to be, I guess that's how you get disciplined, is you do stuff when you're not motivated. But just, I don't know, I've kind of lost like my desire to do anything in the trailer, like just to get on the ball with stuff, because I'm kind of at just a little bit of a standstill maybe. Like I don't have a lot of time. I'm trying to save up some money and get stuff going before, so I can't really do too many big projects. And there's a lot of things that need to be done before blah, 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 just I got to get a bunch of stuff has to happen before I can really get the ball going. But it's like, then there's other times I'm like, I just really want to do this, or I'm tired of looking at these freaking curtains, literally like thumbtacked to my wall. Like I'm actually looking at those right now in my bedroom while I'm doing this voiceover. But so I decided to start doing a couple little things that, while they may not be permanent, they'll at least make me feel a little bit better in the meantime. So I started painting my kitchen, and then I hung up, like I said, I hung up a curtain in the hallway where the little closet space is, and I'll show you guys that. And then I just hung up some pictures. And eventually all of it's probably going to be rearranged to move other places, because most of this trailer on the insides, everything's going to need to be replaced, but I can't, because of time and resources, do it all at once. And it seems like you appreciate things more the longer it takes to do them and the harder you have to work for them. Although it is nice sometimes to not have to work too hard, but that's okay. It'll just make it more enjoyable in the end. Well, Jojo had come over to see me. Him and Jeremy did. If you're new here, Jeremy is my husband. Joe is our 8-year-old son. We have 5 children between the two of us. We are together, but we had been separated, and that's why we live in 2 separate houses. I've been trying not to mention that as much, but just in case you're new and you're wondering what's going on. That's why. We do get along really well. A lot of y'all have made that comment. And we've always gotten along really well. That was never our problem. Our problem was when we felt a different way that wasn't getting along. We just we never vocalized it. We're both pretty passive people when it comes to that. And sometimes you do. I'm not going to say you need to fight. Sometimes it's healthy to have disagreements and arguments, or at least voice how you're feeling. So, but as of right now, we're doing really well. We're still at a point where we're going to live in separate homes for now. But we do almost everything together, and it is very rare that a day goes by that we don't see each other. Okay, so you guys can see that this is blue now. When I painted my living room, you couldn't really see that this was like a blue. But my camera died as I was like painting, so I didn't show you guys the whole thing. And it's really boring because most of it's super tedious. But I'll show you guys when I go back to do the trim in there. I'm only painting that wall Ghost Ship Blue, and then I think there's another wall in there that I'm going to paint Ghost Ship Blue because there's like 2 different types of wall coverings, I guess is what you call it. One's panel and one's beadboard. My bathroom was a disaster, as you guys saw, but again, it was just a couple little things. Now it needs deep cleaned. I clean my toilet regularly, like I spray bleach in it and then, do that. And I spray bleach in my shower, but I don't scrub them both like they need to be. But that's why I like to use bleach in the bathroom, is because even when I don't have time and I can't get in there and do the proper scrubbing, at least I know it's semi-sanitized. Now, these wipes, I used to be like anti-wipes, anything anti-disposable, but now I'm like, nope, you know what? These are for a quick, like mid-clean. This is not a deep clean in my sink. If you guys have been here, I usually use Dawn and I clean it that way. I started out using the wipes for like my toilet, but then now I've gotten to where I like them for my sink in the middle of the week. Because I'll be honest, there are times when I just wouldn't clean it at all until it was time to like do deep clean. And that's gross to me, in my sink anyway. It's not really gross, but it grosses me out to see like toothpaste and all that other stuff. And I clean it out when I do it, but I've got an 8-year-old and he sometimes spits almost the entire thing of toothpaste in there, and I don't anyway. So it's just great to use in the middle. So I've changed my views on the wipes. It's better to have it just to throw it away than to be looking at a dirty sink all week. For me, y'all, to each his own, right? And I definitely use them on my toilet for like, just to clean like the seat and around it and everything else. And then I'll use bleach in the toilet. But you guys, I'm so proud of myself. Even though I felt like Dookie, I did this twice last week. Folded my clothes, or did a load of laundry, folded my clothes, and put them up. Again, this is not out of sequence necessarily. This is different nights of the week. But yeah, I did it twice that I put my clothes up. And when I don't, it's okay. It's really okay. I've got to quit being so hard on myself about not getting stuff done. I'm not justifying it. This is more for me to remind myself. I am so busy, and I'm just always going. Now, I do need to get better with learning how to clean as I go, and I have, because as far as like cleaning the kitchen, for the most part, this week, not last week, but this week I've done the dishes just about every night with the exception of tonight because I'm off tomorrow. I'll get it later on. Jeremy came over and we went for a walk, played with Joe, did family time, and the dishes were just not a priority. So that's okay. I'll get to them tomorrow. Now, what's important is that I actually do get to them tomorrow and don't let it sit, which I have no intention of. But okay, so I'm going to mop my floors. This is long overdue. They needed mopped a while ago, and I just didn't get to it. When I do finally get to this like deep cleaning mop or whatever you want to call it, I like to sweep and vacuum. I know I say that every time I do it, but I do. I like to sweep and vacuum. And the reason is my Roomba had been going for 3 days. And when I mean 3 days, like I had let it go 3 days. The little thing was full each day. I emptied it out each night with just dog fur. And then I vacuumed, as you guys saw, and my vacuum was full. And then I swept, and there were still little bits and pieces of it. And it's just like, I feel like you can never get the floors completely clean. I mean, that's okay, but that's why I like to do all of those when I do deep clean. And this is just hot water and Pine Sol. So that's what I like to mop it in here. And I love watching people clean floors. I don't know what it is, but I love it. It's like my favorite thing to watch. See, it'll get all shiny. Now, if you guys notice me looking at the camera, I actually utilized it this time and would see the spots that I missed, because I swear it never fails. I go back and watch these videos and there's like a really annoying spot that I've missed. Look how filthy this is, and I didn't even notice. Isn't it amazing how things get dirty so quickly that are supposed to be cleaning other things, like your dishwasher and stuff like that? We're just gonna wipe this down real quick with that. Uh-oh. What'd I do? Just go this way. That's a little bit better. There's a lot of things I can't do, like that's all rust, and that's where it got scratched. I've never had a washer and dryer like this before. I've never had a Samsung either. I have never been impressed with Samsung appliances. But, oh, and then this one is actually an Affinity or something like that. That's actually trapped inside, if you can tell. You probably can't because this keeps focusing out, but I mean, it does fine. I don't know what I'll replace it with, but we'll worry about it. We'll worry about that when the time comes. But yeah, all that stuff, that's all, that's rust. Okay, but not too bad. Let me show you guys some things that I hung up. My son Michael colored that for me when he was probably about 7. So it stays up there. I love his little initials. Look how cute that is. You guys have, like, ignore me. Y'all have seen this before. But that's something new that I've done. That's the other thing I hung. It's my historical map of Scotland that I got at a thrift store. So it turns out when I did a family tree thing, I always thought my family was mostly Irish. We are Irish, and it turns out we've got a ton of Scottish, German, Irish, a lot of Scandinavian, but mainly Scotch and German. I actually have family in Germany. My grandfather's family is German. But yeah, I think that's super cute. So yeah, that I've done. Let's go out here. I'm painting, so ignore that. I hung a curtain right here. Let's see if you can see it with the light on. To cover that. The curtains are kind of growing on me. I eventually want barn doors, but you know what? For now, it's better than that awful closet, so let's slowly pan. I hung some of the pictures of the kids. This hallway wall is going to be my kid wall, but I'm making my way. I've started painting in there, and I'm gonna make my way down here with the ghost ship, and we're gonna paint that white. Slow. Yeah, I gotta do something about the sheet. So I'm going to get a black curtain and then some Velcro and Velcro it right here and put it on the side. This whole door and door frame has to be replaced, but you guys know right there's like a big hole in the wall, not a hole, but in the door, so the air comes through, and that's what this is for. But here he goes out there to use the bathroom. Some more photos of the kids, my favorite photos, them just being ornery. Let's see, let's go in here into my bedroom. I'm getting ready to fold some clothes, but you know what? I washed those today, and I did a load yesterday. I washed them and put them up, and my bed is messy. But I hung my Pride and Prejudice puzzle up there that my son Mason got me, my favorite puzzle ever. And let's slowly pan. Y'all know I love my gallery walls, and I guess I'm starting one in here. So there's my Pinky and Blue Boy. If you don't know, those were my mammals. She and my papa got those at their wedding. And my mamaw just passed away. She was 97. So those are like at least 75 years old. And she made sure that I got them. She gave them to me. Shoo, I don't know how many years ago, but her handwriting's on the back and it has my name because she wanted to make sure if anything ever happened to her that I got them, and it just, they are my most favorite possession in my house besides my kids. That was actually my other grandmother's, my maternal grandmother's, but she didn't give that to me. She gave it to my mother, and my mother gave it to me. And then when I married my first husband, when we divorced, I left it in the house and forgot about it. I didn't really forget about it. I'd always had the intention of bringing it with me, and I never did. And then my first in-laws, I get along with great. And I was actually over at their house with our kids, and it was tucked behind her couch. And I was like, I saw it, and she was telling me about it, and all of a sudden it dawned on me. I was like, oh my gosh. So she had got it from his house and didn't even realize it was mine either. And she gave it back to me. So it wasn't anything weird like that. So I grew up in the room that I lived in at my grandmother's house. We called it the green room. Well, my grandmother called it the green room. My life almost sometimes feels like a game of Clue. Now that I think about it. My grandmother always named her rooms. We had a parlor, we had a study, we had a green room, we had a pink room. We just had a kitchen. And my grandmother was the type of woman that she called the bathroom the lavatory sometimes. She wasn't English or anything. She was just, I say was, like she's passed away. She's not passed away. She's just a very, very proper old school lady. She had sent me a book one time on Victorian etiquette, and my husband thought that it was a joke, and then he's like, that's not a joke. I was like, no, I don't think she's joking either. I was like, I think she really means this. She always had the table set properly. And then you look at me and you're like, what in the world, Erica? I do know how to be a lady. That's probably why I am so goofy now, is I did grow up, not that I resent it or anything, but I grew up just being told to be prim and proper, the majority of the time there's a way to act. But my grandmother also knows how to be goofy behind closed doors and stuff. So it wasn't like it was bad or anything, but I just rambled. So yes, my pictures. And this is actually an Ives. What are they called? They go with the plates. Courier and Ives. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. I love trains. Absolutely love trains. And I love this picture because it looks like West Virginia, but it's actually Pennsylvania, I guess. And I love it. So I found this at a thrift store, and I like this. So you guys can see kind of what's going on. I'll eventually probably add more, but we're just going to start simple with that. So let's kind of pan around. My bed's messy, but I think I already told you guys that. I don't know what to do about these windows. Yes, they are gorgeous open, and I love them open. But I'm telling you, it's going to be like an extra 10 degrees warmer in here in the summer, and I'm not having it. So I've got to do something. I thought about curtains, a curtain rod up there to go up there, some like real pretty, just real pretty pattern. I don't know what, like fleur-de-lis type patterns, but I don't know how that would work. It'd have to be a huge rod, and I feel like it would just close the room up. I mean, I can do blinds, but I still need something to fix the windows. And these windows, you guys, are gonna have to be replaced soon because this won't go up. Look at that. Now they're double paned, but they won't go up. So I don't know, but I know the view's gorgeous. You guys are absolutely right. So, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna get to folding these clothes. You guys are about to see that. I can show you guys this wall, but there's nothing great about it. It just needs to be painted. I think I'm gonna do this one the same color as the other walls. I might do it ghost ship. We'll see, but I don't know if you guys can tell up there, the lady before me smoked. So that's something's gotta have to be done about that. Okay, all right, so I think I showed you guys everything I've done this week. I've been painting. None of this was updates or anything like that. It was just little piddly things to kind of keep me motivated. Jeremy and I are getting ready to do some stuff on the house, and I can't remember what it is. He's getting ready to fix my refrigerator, and my brain just said we're done. Okay, so yeah. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye because I have such a small load of laundry here that it's only gonna take me like a minute. But thank you guys so much for coming back, or if you're new here, thank you for giving my channel a chance. I hope wherever you guys are at, you are having a blessed one. I'll have a vlog video up for you guys on Saturday. All right, you guys, I love y'all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.